Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Matthew, and today I'm excited to show you how to use Siri shortcuts to build better habits. I'll be talking about Headspace and Streaks for personal habits, plus Focus and Toggl for work habits. So Headspace is a really nice meditation app that I like to use in the mornings and occasionally at night. Using the Headspace app, I can use a Siri shortcut for today's meditation and basically just say to Siri, time to meditate, and she'll open the app on my phone and start the meditation right away. They have an evening meditation that's pretty nice too, but I haven't used it very much yet, and the app itself does take advantage of the way developers can suggest nice phrases. Instead of just saying evening meditation, their suggested phrases help me fall asleep. Great job, Headspace. The Streaks app is super helpful because it lets you keep track of tasks that you either want to do or don't want to do anymore, and mark them off over time whether you've completed it or missed it. The app does take advantage of native Siri integration, allowing you to say something like, mark read a book as complete in Streaks, but that's a little verbose, and so I just created a custom phrase. That way I can just speak to Siri on my HomePod and say, I've read my book, and she'll complete it for me in the app. Sometimes I do find that I don't actually mark off tasks in the Streaks app just because it does require going into that app, so I'm thankful that the Siri integration makes it that much easier. I do hope that Streaks adds the ability to start the timers for those time-based tasks that I'm doing, so then I can actually keep track of things and interact with it all from the Siri interface instead of just marking it as complete in the app. That would be pretty nice. I don't have a Siri shortcut set up for every streak that I'm trying to track because things like the activity rings complete themselves automatically and I don't need to do it on my own. I also log my weight using a smart scale and that gets filled in the background, but sometimes that connection doesn't work, so I use Siri half the time and other times it just automatically fills up for me. I've used Headspace and Streaks before, but I found that the ease of marking them complete with Siri actually does make a little bit of a difference. Some of those habits are already hard enough to build on their own, and having to go into an app and track it can sometimes be the thing that prevents you from doing it, even if it's not actually that hard on its own. So now that it's a little bit easier, Siri can make that gap smaller. Moving on to the work habits that I've been trying to build, I've been taking advantage of two apps, Toggl and Focus. I'll start with Focus because it does lead into how I use Toggl. Focus is a Pomodoro timer, which basically lets you set 20-minute timers, followed up by 5-minute timers, then another 20-minute session, another 5-minute session, then another 20-minute session, and then a whole 20-minute break. With the Siri shortcuts for the Focus app, I can start a session, pause it, reset it, or move on to the next. In practice, I've never actually used Pomodoro timers that much. Pomo means tomato in Italian, if you didn't know, and the little tomato timers in the kitchen is where this term came from. But I really find that the system actually works really well for me. I only recently discovered how useful this was to me when I used the app TickTick, which is a nice way to manage your tasks outside of some of the more popular ones like Things or OmniFocus. They have Pomodoro timers built right in for each of those tasks. However, I like the app Focus because it's a little bit separate. I don't have to use TickTick to take advantage of it, plus I can add my own tasks into Focus if I want. At first, I didn't think I was really going to use my own task system in there, but I realized I'm just going to go through my tasks in things that are due today, and then put them all into Focus and not go back and check my tasks over and over again, because usually I get distracted with something else, and what I'm supposed to be doing is focusing. The app has a paid subscription to unlock those tasks, plus a dark mode, which totally got me also, and so I'm excited to test this throughout my day. It does give me a little bit of a focus session to work in, and then what's nice is you're allowed to take a break. It's okay if I check Twitter for 5 minutes instead of me just waking up first thing and checking it and feeling guilty all the time. So I suggest you check it out. The other app that I'm using is Toggl, and this is a time tracking app that mostly works on the web, but they've recently updated their iOS app and they added a bunch of Siri shortcuts. With Toggl's Siri shortcuts, you're able to start a timer, stop the current timer, or show your daily report. Or they also provide timers for all of the individual tasks that you've been doing lately. This itself isn't always super useful because I'm not always doing the same task, but if there is something that you do over and over again, you can just add a Siri shortcut for that. Or I just tend to start a timer and then fill it in later once I'm done. One of the biggest problems that I have with time tracking apps is actually stopping the timers, and now I can actually just use Siri instead of suddenly realizing that it thinks I've been playing video games for the last 24 hours, since I'm actually logging that. I'm logging everything I do so that you can really end up getting a picture of how you spend your time and what your time is worth. I haven't used Toggl's show report features very much, but that's also because I haven't been productive enough, so I'll see if that's more useful in the future. Altogether, these are only Siri shortcuts for these apps. I haven't really used them in the Shortcuts app that much because they are standalone tools, but things that you can do are set up something like choose from menu, and then you can choose from all of those different Toggl timers that they have pre-built. Or you could just have a little multi-tool for your widget that starts and stops your focus sessions, or even just something that marks all of the tasks as complete in streaks. These are only slightly more valuable than just the Siri shortcuts themselves, so I think that's why I haven't been building them into my routines as much, but I also think that more will come over time. I'll start to realize that, oh, I want to wake up in the morning and have my lights turn on and then focus on my meditation right away. And so I'll probably add the Headspace one to my morning routine one and test it out here soon. Overall, there's a ton of different ways you can use Siri shortcuts to help you build new habits, and hopefully that little bit of ease makes it that much less difficult to get that task done. I'm curious if anyone out there is using apps to build their routines for the new year, and I'd love to hear from you, so leave a comment below or hit me up on Twitter. Thanks for watching, and let's see if these habits stick. I hope yours do too. Have a good day.